Looks like she's in pain after that pass. Had been dealing most recently with a groin injury.
What began as pure euphoria inside Boston's legendary TD Garden quickly spiraled into horror. The Indiana Fever had just sealed their third straight win, crushing the Connecticut Sun 85-77 in what looked like a playoff preview. Fans, especially those wearing Fever colors, were on their feet, drowning out the so-called home team with deafening chants of "Let's go Fever."
Right here, she explodes, makes the backdoor pass, and immediately grabs the inside of that right leg. Yeah.
This wasn't just a road win. It felt like Indiana invaded Boston and stole the entire arena. Kelsey Mitchell led the charge with 20 points. Natasha Howard dominated the glass with an 18-point, 13-rebound double-double, and for a moment, it felt like everything was finally falling into place for the Fever's playoff push. But then, the entire atmosphere shifted in a flash.
She walks down to the end of the court. You can tell that she's in pain. You can tell that there's something wrong. She goes to the, what's it called, like stanchion or whatever, the thing that holds up the basketball hoop on the other end. She hits her head on it. She is fighting back tears and she walks straight over to the bench. Now, when she goes over to the bench, she starts crying, and I've honestly never seen Caitlin Clark cry on the court except when she lost the national championship game. She keeps it together no matter what is happening, but you could just tell that something happened on that play, and it was either the pain of it, it was either like, here we go again, it was frustration.
Cameras panned to Caitlin Clark, limping toward the bench, visibly clutching her groin. And then came the heartbreaker. Tears streaming down her face, her head pressed against the basket stanchion in frustration, pain, and maybe even fear. This wasn't just another knock. This was the same groin that already forced her to miss multiple games earlier this season.
We probably won't get many details about the injury, but it was honestly just so heartbreaking to see because in that moment, she just looked so defeated. And Caitlin Clark is somebody, she hides it really well, and I don't know if hiding it or she handles it is probably the right thing to say. She handles the pressure. She handles all of the media spotlight, the attention, the expectations of how she performs on the court, the expectations of the ratings for her games. She handles all of that so well, and this season has just been so tough for her when it comes to injuries.
But this time it was her other side, raising terrifying questions about overuse, compensation, and the kind of wear and tear that ends seasons, or worse, careers. The worst part? The referees had once again turned a blind eye. The same bruising, borderline dirty physicality that stalked Clark all year long was out in full force, and it finally caught up. But Coach Stephanie White?
No update. Just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that. Looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, that's it.
She's not staying quiet anymore. After the game, she unleashed a blistering critique of WNBA officiating, essentially saying what fans have been screaming for weeks. How many times does Clark have to be knocked to the ground before someone steps in? And that's not just frustration talking. It's fury built over weeks of cheap shots, ignored fouls, and silent whistles. But to truly grasp how we ended up here.
And then Mabry came in with a bump.
And Mabry's day is almost assuredly going to be done.
You've got to rewind to June 17th, the night this rivalry caught fire. The Fever were playing these same Sun players when Clark was brutally poked in the eye by JCS Sheldon, then crushed by a hard blindside body check from Marina Mabry. These weren't basketball plays. These were intentional, targeted attacks. And what did the league do? Almost nothing. No suspensions. No serious fines.
Sophie commits a hard foul on JC Sheldon. Again, as JC Sheldon is going up for a layup, Sophie bear hugs her and takes her to the ground. What I will say is Sophie did not grab her and throw her to the ground. She didn't body slam her. She didn't do anything, in my personal opinion. Maybe I'm biased here, but I'm gonna give you guys my straight up honest opinion on this. She bear hugged her, took her to the ground. Yes, it was intentional. It was absolutely intentional.
Just a weak slap on the wrist that basically said, go ahead. Hit her again. That night flipped a switch. The Fever as a team changed, and players like Sophie Cunningham made sure of it. She immediately stood up for Clark, charging into the face of Sheldon and Mabry like a soldier defending her captain.
I'm not a good lip reader. I'm trying.
I got it. And that was Breon January, who is played 9 years in Indiana and now on the staff. And that's a live shot now of Caitlin Clark. He's still upset and wants an explanation from Michael Price.
And maybe at the timing of when that challenge happens.
Cunningham's message was crystal clear. You mess with Caitlin, you mess with all of us. The league's inaction only deepened that fire. Clark's been pushed, shoved, and hacked all season long, yet the whistles remain mostly silent. It's been open season on one of the league's biggest stars. And ironically, the very thing that drew millions of new eyes to the WNBA, Clark's elite play and magnetic stardom, is being jeopardized by the league's refusal to protect her.
I don't know. What do we do? Do you guys have any suggestions on what can actually be done? The coaches get technicals for it. The coaches get fined when they call them out to the media. Like, this is a top-down issue. This is a commissioner's issue. And now you have a tweet that goes out from Caitlin Clark's brother that says, make no mistake, this is on the reffing. And this is right after she seemingly got injured again. She was getting hacked, she was getting hand checked, all of the things that we have gone over so many times, like the things that continue to happen. I just, at this point, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say about it.
So when Clark limped off that court in Boston, it wasn't just another injury, it was a reckoning. A message to the WNBA brass that enough is enough. The joy of the Fever's rising momentum vanished in an instant, replaced by stunned silence. Fans who were screaming with excitement just seconds before now stood frozen, clutching their chests, watching their hero fall apart. Her teammates? Their faces said it all: shock, worry, fear. This wasn't part of the script.
There are multiple moments in this game that were so egregiously called, or there was no calls by the referees, and it's getting out of control at this point. And even Caitlin Clark's brother tweeted, this one is on the refereeing. Like, there are people in Caitlin Clark's family who are starting to call out the referees because of how bad they have been.
Clark was supposed to headline the upcoming All-Star game in Indianapolis, serve as team captain, and represent the heart of a surging WNBA. But now, her participation is up in the air, and so are Indiana's playoff dreams. And it all circles back to one brutal truth: Clark has been left exposed, and the price could be catastrophic. But even through the pain, even as tears carved down her cheeks, there was something else in Caitlin's eyes: fight. This war isn't over. If anything, it's just getting started. So drop your well wishes for Caitlin in the comments. If you're passionate about real basketball talk, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment, and share with fellow fans, because your support keeps the game alive.